What makes one amplifier more musical than another? Marion from Romania asks, sometimes we listen to two amps with the same specifications in terms of power, bandwidth, THD, linearity, etc., and still we like very much one of them and not so much the other one. What is it the ear likes on one piece of equipment than what is being delivered from the other one? What a great question. I've got to keep that kind of in order here. And the first thing I'll say about that, might as well start by getting the hair on the back of everybody's neck up, you know. What, by the way, one thing I've learned, it doesn't matter what I say. I'm going to piss somebody off. We've got like 30,000 subscribers now, right? So, you know, I can just share with you what I know, what I believe, what I hear, what I see. I'm not going to give you a bunch of bullshit. I'm just not going to do it. And that's going to resonate with some of you, and it's not going to resonate with others. And I'm okay. I've gotten over it. So let's just get that out of the way. The thing is, THD, IM, bandwidth, any number of measurements that we perform in this business help to a certain degree to identify the strengths and weaknesses of amplification equipment, but it does not tell us how it sounds. I'm sorry, Charlie, it just doesn't. So I can give you any number of examples of how things inside of an amplifier, like the amount of feedback, its slew rate, things that engineers, the type of components, MOSFETs. I know, here we go again. MOSFETs sound different than BJTs or bipolar transistors. They just do, and so do tubes, okay? I can make 3 amplifiers that each have the same bandwidth, the same output power, the same 3 dB down points, the same gain, the same noise specs, and if one is made with BJTs, the other is made with MOSFETs, and the other is made with vacuum tubes, all 3 will sound noticeably different. Don't agree with it? What can I say? I was going to say bite me, but I won't, because that's being mean, and I don't want to be mean. You know what? Take a look at this. And I'm sorry, maybe I'm just in a feisty mood today. I probably am. I probably shouldn't say things like that. See this guy? This, I think this is, yeah, it's a P500, but we made amplifiers in that. This is one of our older products, and I've always loved the way this front panel and chassis looks. See, it's got this black metal insert with the plexiglass here, and then it's got the silver anodized front panel that's placed into this. This design was from a guy named Alex Rasmussen, who owns a company called Neil Fay in Santa Barbara, actually Goleta, and which is right by the airport in Santa Barbara. And Alex and I worked together for quite a while. He designed the original P300 power plant with the curvy sides, and Alex is a genius. I mean, he really is amazing. And I saw this, he was working on this for a company called Wadea, and they actually had separate chunks. See how, I don't know how close you can see, but there's little defining lines here. And for the piece he had for Wadea, they were going to do separate chunks on here and then chunk this whole thing up. And we decided we liked the look, but we couldn't afford the chunks. So it's one piece and it's machined out. And then it has this ever sexy button here, if you can see this. And it fits your finger beautifully. Love this design. Anyway, one of the reasons, well, it's sitting on the tech's bench because this P500 needs help. Inside of here is a power amplifier, just like any power amplifier. That's what a power plant is. It's a Class AB power amplifier with a sine wave generator that it's used for the input. So we can make our 60 hertz or our 50 hertz, which is how we produce AC power. And we sell a lot of power plants. I'd say about half of PS Audio's entire business is selling AC regenerators. So they're very popular. There's thousands and thousands of them all over the world. But the reason I bring that up, I'm not trying to give you a pitch on a power plant, but just to say that the way this power amplifier is configured and how much feedback it has, what its bandwidth is, what its output impedance is, what its input impedance is, and the devices that make it work all have an effect on the way it sounds, whether it's because it's a power plant or it's going to power speakers. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot of difference. Speakers have coils, power transformers have coils. We're driving coils with amplifiers, whether it be a power plant or whether it be a loudspeaker. And oh, you can't see this, but I can see there's a couple of brown components on there. Most of us people that start out in the fixing business for electronics figure out pretty quick when some of the components are charred. It's not a good thing. Anyway, so I don't have the scope of this format to explain everything, and I can't, but I will endeavor. And we'll go on the blackboard and I'll show you some of the things that make differences in amplifiers that we don't measure. Can we measure? Absolutely. But we don't measure, and they're not part of the normal measurement system. Anyway, sorry for being feisty at first. Okay, bye.